I am so happy because this is the last time I get to watch this awful piece of trash. Tomorrow will be a better day. Let's get this over with. Welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Be Real with Brad. I talk about movies, TV shows, and do all sorts of fun and exciting videos on the channel. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and drop a like on this video, as it would be gladly appreciated. Today, we will be talking about the third film in the Snyder trilogy with Justice League. The film is directed by Joss Whedon, as he took over from Zack Snyder after stepping down due to his daughter Autumn's tragic death. The film is credited with Zack Snyder as the director because he shot a chunk of the film during principal photography, but with the new Snyder cut releasing tomorrow, you have to wonder if Snyder deserves a director cut over Whedon? Now that the Snyder cut will be released tomorrow, I think everyone can remotely agree how bad this movie really is. I have always thought that this movie was downright awful since I first watched it, but many people still enjoyed it. Let's jump right in and sizzle this movie on a hot pan, starting with the visual effects. These are some of the worst visual effects I have ever seen in a big budget film. With the film having a $300 million budget, one of the most expensive movies ever made, this is no excuse for being this horrendous. It is so painfully distracting when all of it looks completely fake. Steppenwolf is the film's utterly forgettable villain, being a top 10 worst villain of all time. I have no idea what his plans are or what his ideologies are. You don't even like him or even hate him as a villain because he is nothing. He's in the film for 7.3% of the whole film. That's just straight up embarrassing. He is a terrible looking CGI mess with no personality, in which I don't even know who voiced him because I didn't even care. Then you have Cyborg, who looks completely unfinished. I wish he had his sweatshirt and sweatpants on the whole film because it looks so noticeably bad when he took them off. Then we got the infamous Henry Cavill mustache that Paramount Pictures didn't want him to shave because he was too busy filming Mission Impossible Fallout. It looks so awful, being so noticeable every time I watch it. The second being the writing. I thought the writing was insufficient for Man of Steel and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but I think this is on a whole other level. Joss Whedon came in for reshoots, replacing most of the film and adding the worst unfunny jokes possible. I rolled my eyes at every single joke because none of it is funny. This film's tone is much different from the previous Snyder films, being much brighter, lighthearted, and easy to watch. You feel this movie has been chopped and sliced up like a Fruit Ninja game because of how incoherent and confusing this movie is. You can tell during the whole runtime that there are moments completely cut out, and it's so distracting. Since we got that shoved in exposition in the last movie as a way to set up these characters, they still aren't adequately introduced as they plow them all into this movie. We have no idea who any of these characters are besides a massive comic book nerd who knows all this stuff. Trying to see this movie from an average person's view, they wouldn't understand what the hell was happening. Many of their backstories are cut out of this movie, as you can see where they did the edits for them because they give us a 5-minute backstory. The film also looks terrible besides the visual effects. The direction and editing are noticeably awful, with the most tedious and uninspired shots that felt so corporate made. The edits are so noticeably bad when the film's flow is entirely off, when one scene looks completely different from the next scene because of the reshoots, bringing back the actors who look slightly different. The cinematography is also awful, being super bright and completely different in tone from the previous films that I just didn't care for. The one positive I can give this movie is that it flows by so fast. This is precisely a 2-hour movie that was so quick because the filmmakers tried to make this as quickly as possible, cutting out any real story, character backgrounds, and any sense of a real purpose. Some of the fight scenes are so mindless to watch, even if it does look terrible. Some of it is okay, so I can't say this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. overall, this is a studio corporate made movie trying to check all the check boxes so they can make the most money possible on a mysteriously poorly made piece of trash. There is no excuse for trying to put this movie together in the way that they did. I don't think I will ever watch this movie again, and I don't think anyone should. I'm giving Justice League a 2 out of 10. So have you seen Justice League? And if you have, what did you think of the film, and where does it rank in your DCEU rankings? Tomorrow I will be reviewing Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is the definitive version of this film, so hopefully this will be a much better film. As always, I will see you all in the following video.